a NATO country, a US warship, and protesters in the streets. This is not happening in Tehran, by the way, not in Washington, but in Greece. Yes, a NATO member. And you know what the trigger point is here? Well, the arrival of the massive American aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, one of the most powerful warships in the world. It docked at Souda Bay, and that's when the shouting began. In the coastal city of Chania, hundreds of demonstrators they took onto the streets. Banners raised, voices loud, anger quite visible. Some even chanted that NATO killers go home. Others demanded something even bigger, the closure of Souda Bay base. Now let's pause here. Souda Bay is not just any port, it is one of NATO's most strategic facilities in the eastern Mediterranean, a key hub for naval operations, a refueling and logistics point, and now temporarily hosting America's most advanced carriers. Well, the protest was aimed at more than just a ship. It was aimed at policy, at military deployment, at what demonstrators see as Greece, aligning too closely with the US operations. They accused their own government of backing American military actions at a time of rising tensions with Iran. And the timing that matters. The US has been increasing its military presence in the region, more ships, more aircraft, more readiness, and at the very same time, Iran has been showcasing its own defensive posture. That means missile drills, military statements, strategic messaging. The Mediterranean is practically watching. For protesters in Chania, this is not an abstract geopolitics. They fear escalation. They fear that their country could become entangled in a larger confrontation. They fear that hosting major military assets makes them a target. In the meantime, the NATO alliance remains united on paper, but scenes like this, it reveals something deeper. Public opinion does not always match the strategic decision. Governments calculate the alliance. Citizens calculate the risk. The image is shrinking. On one side, you have a towering US carrier as anchor. On the other side, you have crowds waving banners under the Mediterranean sun. Here we have, ladies and gentlemen, two realities, one harbor. The question now is this just a protest or a sign of growing discomfort within parts of Europe about escalating tensions with Iran? Because when demonstrations erupt in NATO nation, as US military power docks at its shore, it sends a message not to Washington or Tehran, but to the entire alliance.